Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at the Riddler from Classics Wave 15, aka the Bane Wave. Also the first wave to use the new packaging, which of course is quite a bit bigger and somewhat more tacky than the traditional offerings. If you look at the back of the card here, here's how it compares to the old style. Quite a bit taller, and honestly, I don't like that. I'm not even sure why they needed to make it all that much taller, given that there is so much extra space in the packages as is, and now it's just even more prominent, but I guess they might just want to try to get people's attention with the bigger boxes, make it stand out a bit more. This is, of course, the same size as the currently running Green Lantern's Classics Wave, or Waves. And unfortunately, it looks like this packaging is probably here to stay. It might cause some complications if you're trying to buy online, just because the additional packaging size might make shipping a little bit harder, but I doubt Mattel ever thinks about stuff like that. At any rate, hold on a second and I'll get this out of pack, and then talk about the wave at the end of the video. The Riddler comes with Bane's left arm, which for obvious reasons is the more dramatic of the two, as well as a trademark cane, which is the same one included in the previous release. Now, although this look was used for quite a bit in the comics for, well, at least a while, I believe most people would probably more be familiar with it from the sort of ancillary appearances that the character made in other media, including Frank Gershwin, I believe's, I can't pronounce his name, his portrayal of him on the 1960s Batman series, or Jim Carrey's performance in Batman Forever, although, it's the jumpsuit outfit as opposed to the business suit. Also notably, this is the same outfit that the character wore during his appearances on, I believe they were, it was like the Scooby-Doo mysteries, like the hour-long ones, where I believe he cameoed maybe once or twice, and, again, this is the outfit that he wore during the Super Friends show. And also, most notably, perhaps, this also happens to be the outfit that the character wore back during the DC Superheroes Day when Toy Biz had the line, which briefly followed the Kenner's Superpowers line, which of course is notable for personal reasons, as the Riddler is one of the few figures that I bought back in the day and still own. So I've had him for, it's been 21 years now. I think the line was 1989. So yeah, definitely some nostalgic value there, whether, I don't know how you got your Riddler, but no matter where you got it from, in what doses, this outfit probably does something for you. Now, the only real issue here is just the fact that he's a little bit on the muscular side. The Riddler is a notoriously weak person. Supposedly he even got his ass kicked by Poison Ivy when she wasn't using her powers, so he's definitely not a fighter. But, if you go back and you think about it, a lot of the figures back then, they just basically recycled a lot of the bodies, so characters were muscular when they might not have been elsewhere, like in the cartoons and comics, so on some level it does sort of make sense as an homage to the older stuff. And I can appreciate it on that level, especially where if you even look at how the question marks are applied, you can see, roughly the same pattern. Also, notably, he has a question mark on his crotch. I'm not sure what that means. Sort of Riddle in itself. Now, as far as I'm aware, they used the same face as the previous Riddler in this one, but, obviously this time around he does have hair. If you really cared, you could probably just swap this head with the other one if you prefer the other outfit and just wanted a hatless Riddler for whatever reason. Unfortunately, I don't have the other one on hand. I'll probably just go back and put up a revised review at some point where I have the other figure out and I'll have more of a comparison, but basically, this is kind of a standard sculpt, so I mean, it's not like there's a tremendous amount to say about this figure, but, you know, he's the Riddler, and there's a lot of value there, especially if you miss the previous release, whether it was a Walmart one, which got kind of pricey, or the Mighty Collector reissue of the entire wave. I mean, definitely really decent character, and, you know, it's a cool design and look for him. Not a ton of paint work, although if you look at it, you'll see that there are various hues and stuff, which, you know, actually is a really nice, rich, vibrant color to it. Now, you know, just one minor complaint, they just painted on the belt buckle here. I guess it adds to something of a campy value in and of itself, but, I mean, Toy Biz back in the day, they sculpted the belt. Like 20 years later, they're painting belts on. That's not cool. But yeah, one open hand for the cane here, which unfortunately doesn't fit all that well because I believe it's probably just a standard open hand, which again isn't really designed for it. You have to sort of make a hand specifically for the stupid cane if you are planning to actually have a character hold his accessory. I mean, it's just not something that a lot of toy companies do nowadays, or, well, I mean, they should do, but I don't know, it's just stupid cost-saving measures, but yeah, kind of ranting. Quick run through of articulation. Again, all pretty standard stuff. Rotating elbow, wrist. Single joint elbow, rotation at bicep, ball jointed shoulder. Head is on a ball joint, full range of motion. Ab crunch. You'll notice that, which is actually kind of neat, the question mark is below there, so, you know, it's more of a question up, not so much of a question going down. It's kind of fun. Waist rotates. Leg forward side, single joint here at knee, rotation at thigh, and single joint at ankle. Now, although, I mean, they've started doing stuff like double joints at the knees and ankles and other figures, Riddler was curiously omitted for that. I'm not sure why, but, you know, I guess it's not a huge deal or anything. Now again, this figure is, you know, personally exciting just for, you know, just sentimentality and all that. I mean, I was trying to, like, hold off on picking up the wave until I could have just bought off at eBay all at once, preferably at some sort of a lesser price or anything, but, I mean, I still have the receipt for this, so if I do end up buying the wave later on, I will probably just return the Riddler from that set back to Walmart. Interestingly enough, too, I mean, this stuff's finally sort of hitting my area, but the previous waves just didn't have much shelf presence, including Wave 13, which I didn't see anywhere at all, so I'm really not sure what's up with that. I mean, it's just distribution is so crappy in my area. But, you know, I did pick up all of Wave 13, so it doesn't really affect me. But yeah, I picked this up today, just was really excited to see him in stores, especially because I wasn't really seeing much of anything in stores lately, and figured had to get him out of pack, had to, you know, just talk about him a little bit. We'll probably go back and maybe do a different review once I find the other Riddler, and then toss that one up as well and just get rid of this one. But this has been a look at the, I guess, the jumpsuit Riddler from Wave 15, which, I mean, by all means is probably a pretty kick-ass looking wave, though it could have a little bit of Batman blindness because it's mostly Batman related characters. Really not looking forward to picking up Mercury. But yeah, until next time, folks.